What's up, everybody? Tony Gracia, and I've got Aaron here today, and we're going to be doing some half guard, almost like half guard 101 sort of material for you. Half guard's a position I've had to use a lot recently with a knee injury that I've been working around. Half guard was one of the best positions for me to still train and to keep my knee in a safe position. And I know there's a lot of people out there in jiu-jitsu that have either they come into jiu-jitsu and they've already hurt their knees with like other sports, or injuries happen sort of along the way. And I think half guard is something that everybody should have because it's not only one of the iconic positions of jiu-jitsu, it's one of the ones that I think that you can use really well even if you have some physical limitations like an injury or something like that. So it's a good position. Let's go ahead and get into it here. So in half guard, I have control of one of Aaron's legs and the other leg is free like this. And there's a whole bunch of different subtypes and subcategories of half guard. This is not meant to be an exhaustive like anthology type video, a little bit on the short side with some of my favorite techniques that I've been using a lot lately. Now, when we're in half guard, it could be really good for me or it could be really good for Aaron on the top. A big part of it comes down to if I can stay on my side, it's helpful for me, but if she can flatten me down and pin me, it becomes pretty good for her. And so how do I stay on my side effectively? Well, one way is to make sure that she never gets this arm underneath of mine. If she gets underneath, then she can smash me down and pin me. Vice versa, I want to try to make that arm get the underhook and come around, and I have the inside position there. So that's one of the big battles that we're going to be fighting. And if you're new to half guard, that's going to be one of the most important concepts to have. How do I do that? Well, this knee can be a big help for me. I can put my knee on her hip, or I can put it up higher up by her shoulder where when she tries to come in, she's going to run into this as a block. And this is a pretty strong barrier. Usually this hand will be up at the shoulder, and we're going to kind of be playing, and she's going to be trying to get her arm where we just showed. I'm going to be trying to resist that, and I'm going to try to find the right moment to sneak in and get it. We're going to turn to the camera 90 degrees. Okay. So we'll be something like this. Remember, she wants her arm here. This is what she wants, and then she can smash me down and get me flat. Of course, that's the opposite of what I want, right? So when I'm here and I'm playing, I'm trying to resist her ability to do that. And as she's coming forward and trying to get it, I'm going to let my knee go, and I'm going to come in and get this position right here. Okay? Now, once I do this, my head should be up kind of by her chin area, because if it's down, she might wrap my neck and she might be able to get a choke that taps me out. But if I'm up a little higher, it's going to be more difficult for her to do that. Okay? So that's going to be one of the key things. Now, once I'm there, I've got a good upper hand. And we're going to spin another 180, so our feet are to the camera, so you can see what happens next from right here. So I'm around like this. What I want to do is get this leg on the other side of her foot and turn her foot out. Let's show that one more time. Okay? So this leg is going to come on the other side of her foot and it's going to try to pull it outwards like this. That's going to put her hips in a position that's going to be pretty tough for her, and it's going to be good for me. It's going to help steer her weight off of me, and she probably is going to need to use her hands on the mat for balance, and if her hands are on the mat, they're not busy trying to attack me with a choke or with something like that. So once I get to this, now I can come to my knees like this. We're going to turn to the camera again. So I was here, I come through, I do what we just showed with the legs, and now I'm in a position like this. There's going to be a lot of attacks, a lot of scenarios that come from this, and we're going to talk about the easy way and the hard way. Okay? If Aaron makes it easy for me, it means that she forgot to wrap my arm with hers. That wrap is called a whizzer. Can you even put it back in? So this means she has a whizzer, and this is what a good player on top is going to do. But sometimes people forget or they don't know, and it's here. So if they're doing that and they don't have the whizzer, All I need to do is duck my head out, and then I'm on the top position, and I can pull her in and start going for my chokes and for my attacks from there. Again, that's pretty easy. That one's like our low-hanging fruit. If you're going against somebody with more experience, you don't often get that, but sometimes they're tired or they're whatever. They're, just not on their A game that day, and it does happen from time to time. Okay. However, we should expect that they are going to put in that whizzer, and we need to have a plan ready for that. Okay. So we're going to go back. I'm here. Okay. I come up, and now she does put in this whizzer. If I keep my hand on her waist like it is, the whizzer is pretty strong for her. We're going to turn 180, keep this in. See how this hand is on her waist here? That's going to make it pretty strong for her. The lower down I go, the less strong her whizzer is going to be. So I've got to decide, do I want to keep my arm there, which is a strong grip for me, but it's also a strong grip for her, or do I want to try to move it down a little bit? And there's pros and cons to each one, but I'm going to show you one that I like a lot, that is sort of like a halfway in between those two. We're going to keep our feet to the camera here. So she's got this whizzer, and I'm like this. If I can, sometimes I'll reach down, and I'm going to get her toes right here, and I'm going to pull her toes inwards. Sometimes it knocks her to her butt, sometimes not. Sometimes she can kind of stay up, but it does make her lose her balance. Then this hand is going to come get her knee, and I'm going to be able to come around, and I still have her toes over here to make it pretty hard for her to get out. We'll show that whole sequence from a few different angles so you can see it a few times. We'll start with our head to the camera. Okay. So we're here. I get my underhook, come here. I get her toes, get her knee, come down. I still have her toes, and then I hop around for a nice pin. Okay. We'll start 90 degrees this way. So I've got my shield. I come get my control, drag her leg, I come up. I go get her toes, I go get her knee, I knock her down, and I hop around. Okay, we'll show 2 more times, that way you get one from each of the 90-degree angles here. So we'll go feet to the camera. Okay, shield, get my control, get her leg, come this way. I grab her toes, grab her knee, knock her down. Okay. And then last one is going to be, we're going to start this back up just a little. Got right here. So we're going to be right here. I'm going to come through, get my control, do my leg switch, get to my knees. She has her whizzer in. I grab her toes, knock her down to her hip, and then I come around. And again, I'm trying to keep her toes the whole time. I'm trying to keep that with my hand because that's going to make it really, really pretty difficult for her to recover her guard or just generally feel mobile. It's going to make her kind of have to accept this position, and it's going to give me a nice reversal where I go from the bottom to the top position. So, all right, that's what we've got for you. Thanks for tuning in. Hope it helps out your half guard.